Hello my fellow nerds and welcome to the Nerd Empire. I hope you all are having a fantastic day today, and I hope you all will enjoy today's reaction video. With that being said, let's get right into it, shall we? Next video. This is by Penguins or Moist Critical. This is apparently there was drama going around about a Marvel's rival thing that I have no idea what it was about. But this one's called This Marvel Rivals Drama is Nuts.
I haven't heard of video game drama this big since the whole Dream Minecraft speedrunning saga. What's happening with the Marvel Rivals $40,000 tournament situation is pretty bizarre. In a nutshell, there was a Marvel Rivals tournament with a...
Yeah, I think for like 2 or 3 days, I was on my Twitter, I was seeing posts about somebody cheating or something like that in a Marvel Rivals tournament. And I don't know if it was found out that they were found cheating after they won, or if it was before or something. I know it was something to do with $40,000. So I thought that was just nuts. It's like I don't get the thought process behind people wanting to cheat in multiplayer games. It's like if you want to cheat in games, I'd say do it in single player games, because then you're just, having fun. You're not ruining anybody else's time. I mean, it's a single player game. Who cares if you cheat in that? But if you're doing it in multiplayer games, you're basically ruining the experience for everybody else, and it's basically you're basically advertising to the people, like, hey, I'm bad at this game, and the only way I can get kills is by cheating, so I'm gonna do that and ruin everybody else's time. That's basically all it is.
$40,000 prize purse. There was a player by the name of Kingsman who really wanted to take this seriously, making a mention that this money would be very helpful to him as a college student. And the rest of the team didn't seem to take it all that seriously, and eventually, when Kingsman was trying to, make changes to the team comp so they could better stand a chance at winning, they all attacked him, and eventually it led to him getting kicked from the tournament. His team then went on to place second to last in the tournament.
Personally, I could never... I tried playing Overwatch for a while, but I can understand the appeal of hero shooters. They're fun. Don't get me wrong. I've played like Overwatch, like I said, plenty of times, but it got boring to me really fast. I know it's gonna sound like hypocritical when I say this, because I played a lot of DBD, and I still play Dead by Daylight, but it's very repetitive. And like I said, I know that sounds hypocritical coming from someone who has over 1,000 hours on Dead by Daylight. It's because just like the hero shooters, it's the same thing over and over and over and over again. But I couldn't get behind having fun doing hero shooters. I don't know what it is. It's just I don't find it very fun.
Okay, guys. Pace and point proven right now. Do you understand?
Well, you've been making me play circles, and I'm gonna
How
play.
do you not see the problem right now?
Wait, first of all, it's
Deadass Kingsman, like, shut the fuck up.
Okay, bro.
You're doing too much.
Lucy's not even on Invis. And second of all, you're getting value because
No, she shouldn't be dead.
Yes.
I'm
you're
getting
only
value
able
because
to
I'm
rebuild them because
1v6ing.
Hulk isn't peeling for you, bro. Yes, Zaza is 0-5, but we won the point, bro. Why? Because they were hard. Like, 4 people are dying here. That means 4 of their util, 4 of their resources are all spent on Zaza.
I saw this a couple days ago, and I was so confused why anyone would be joining a tournament if they didn't actually care about winning at all. So he is very clearly trying his best to help the team win. And they were talking about like how toxic and annoying and insufferable he was, things like that, which eventually led to him getting kicked and being like disrespectful, that kind of thing. From all the clips I've seen,
some of the people that play those games can be really tough. Yeah, I think other than it's games like hero shooters, League of Legends, you know, those type of games. They bring out like very, very, very toxic people. And I think that's one of the reasons why that keeps me from going to those games. Like, while they look like fun, it's just, I personally don't like to play the games that I know for a fact are going to piss me off. So I tend to stay away from games like that. Souls games, hero shooters, battle royales, MOBAs. I tend to stay away from all those types of games because I know for a fact I'm going to rage and I'm going to get pissed. And I don't want to play games where I know I'm going to rage and I know I'm going to get pissed. Because I want to play games to have fun, or that I feel are like fun. So I don't want to play those games. I've heard some of the most foul things watched friends play Valorant. Yeah. Well, see, I mean, if people want to hear horrible things, people should have gone back to like the original Modern Warfare 2 and 3 and Black Ops 1 and 2 days. And they were some of the most foul-mouthed people I have ever fucking heard. It got so bad to the point where every match I played, I would always mute everybody because I did not want to fucking hear a single person talk. Because it was so fucking bad. Yes, the Xbox 360 days. It was so fucking horrible.
he never made any like personal attacks against anyone. He was never even like overbearing or like yelling and screaming. The closest he came was in this clip here where he's like, do you understand? Like, case in point, we should make a switch. This isn't working. Our Widow is 0-5-0, which is a very fair point and a good suggestion because it clearly wasn't working. They may have won the point, but I think it's a large part because Kingsman put the team on his fucking back here. Like 18-2, he was kind of going Insano style.
You know, when it comes to tournaments like these and you're going in and there's a large pool of money that's in the tens of thousands of dollars, and there are tournaments that also go for like hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're the type of games where you can't just take it casually like this because, you know, there's money at stake. If something's not working and somebody's pointing out, hey, this is not working, and he has evidence to show that it's not working, maybe you should listen and maybe you should, you know, switch it up and fix it and just, you know, try and make it work instead of arguing and dogging on the person that's, you know, trying to help and make it work. And this Kingsman guy, I feel bad for him because he's trying to help the team and they're just all being complete dicks to him. I've heard some stories from friends in middle school. A little kid kept screaming, F your mom. Oh, there was a lot of racial slurs too back in the 360 days. There were so many fucking racial slurs that it's like every 30 seconds you would hear some kid that sounded like he was a preteen or younger scream a racial slur. And I've heard these things and I was like, I swear to God, if my mother ever heard me say this shit while I was on the 360, because I lived with her during those times. If my mom ever heard those words come out of my mouth, my face would be so fucking red from her smacking me. and I would have fucking deserved it. And I hear some of these kids say this shit, and I'm just like, how are these parents letting these kids get away with what they're saying? it fucking amazed me. It's like my mom doesn't even like hearing me say the word fuck. For some reason, that's the only swear word she really has a problem with me saying around her. So I tend not to. But it's like I hear some of these kids, it's like, how are these kids getting away with this? Do these parents not care that much?
I don't know why this became such a huge issue for his teammates, where they hated him so much for trying to win that they started insulting him after the fact. And that's where most of the drama stems from. Them refusing to switch is one thing that feels like it's kind of trolling and just intentionally throwing the tournament for the sake of vibes, which is weird because, again, just go play quick play or something. Why even bother going into a tournament if the goal isn't to try and win it?
Yeah, it's like it's his team. It's like they're not taking it seriously enough where they're trying to win. It's like, if you're not going into the tournament to try and win, to take it seriously, then why the fuck are you going into the tournament? That's, in my opinion, the only place where you should be turning on the try hard mode is the tournament. Tournament places are the only places where you should turn on the try hard mode, because there's money at stake, or there's some prize at stake that you're trying to win. So why are you not turning on the try hard mode when you're going into a tournament? Like, what the fuck? Try to fucking win. Try to find a comp that is going to give you the absolute best chance to win.
He made it clear he wanted to sweat because this would be very important money for him in his situation with college. Now, I also heard that when the tournament was put together, there wasn't an announcement about how much money was on the line. So I think maybe there was some confusion from the team where they wanted to just play for fun and sillies and goofies. And then once $40,000 was announced, they still had that mindset. Meanwhile, Kingsman really wanted a piece of that pie because it would be helpful to him. It'd be like $3,000, which is a significant amount of money, especially for someone in college where this could be very useful. So that clashed where he really wanted to win. His team, who they didn't give too much of a fuck. They didn't think it was that big of a deal. So he, throughout like their time playing together, would be making like suggestions and saying like, hey, you know, there's going to be this in the tournament, there's going to be that, maybe we should look at this, maybe we should look at that. And I think they were just getting so annoyed that he was wanting to win so badly that they started to really resent him for it. It eventually led to like the bubbling over point where he got reported to the tournament organizer. They said a whole bunch of nasty stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think it was that he got reported for cheating or something, so it got him kicked off, where he wasn't actually cheating. And from what I'm hearing from Moist Critical here, it's just like they just got pissed at him. Like, what the fuck?
Stuff about him, and then it snowballed into what it is today, mainly because the team captain was so vocal about her disdain for this guy. She said things like, I'm pretty sure he spent all 20 years of his life inside playing video games, which is why he lacks social skills. You are also spending your time inside playing video games. You're a streamer. Why are you using that as an insult against him? I didn't really detect...
Here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand when it comes to insult. If you're going to insult somebody, make sure it's not something that can be bounced back at you. At that point, you're just being fucking hypocritical. And if you're going to diss somebody or, you know, make a complaint about somebody, don't just immediately go after their looks or their or something like that, or in this case, the fact that he plays video games. It just makes you sound very petty and stupid. You have no you have nothing to complain about with this guy. He was just trying to win the tournament to win the money because he like he's saying here, is he needed it for like college. He has a legitimate reason to try hard to win the tournament. So why are people complaining?
The lack of social skills throughout any of the footage I saw of them playing together. I guess you could make an argument that, you know, maybe his attitude could grind your gears because he was offering like a lot of advice on potential team comps, and he did multiple times mention like, hey, the Black Widow's probably not going to work here. We've got to be mindful of like dive comps, that kind of thing. Would you be willing to try like Bucky perhaps? And they would always kind of like roll their eyes at him and be like, shut the fuck up. Like, there's a clip I saw where one of them was like, you've got to just drop this, drop this, drop this. That's enough. Stop making suggestions, basically, about, you know, switching. It's not happening. Which I think is a pretty hostile response to that, because this is coming from a place of him just trying to help the team win. I don't think he was being, like, necessarily overbearing with it or anything like that. He certainly wasn't really being aggressive about it. Like, he never got personal. He was never, like, insulting his teammates. He was never doing anything like that, from what I could tell. So I truly didn't see like a lack of social skills. I just saw someone who really wanted to win because there was a significant amount of money on the line. And if you're in a tournament, why would you not be trying to win? Team captain even made this statement saying, I don't want to win with someone who can't take no for an answer.
Well, for how things are going, it sounded like none of them really wanted to win at all. So at that point, again, why the fuck are you joining a tournament if not to win? That's the point of a tournament, to try and win. You shouldn't be, if you're just wanting to do shit for shits and giggles, then don't go in a fucking tournament. You have a teammate who has a legitimate reason to want to win the money. And he wants to win, and he's trying to give suggestions so that the team can do better and, you know, possibly fucking win. In this case, CC is just being a toxic, dumb bitch.
Which is a certified stinky comment for sure. That's a big time PU moment right there for the Jumbotron. I don't know where that's even coming from. His suggestions weren't heeded. Okay? He didn't start like, you know, stomping his feet and yelling and screaming and pissing and shitting about it either. He's just like, okay, all right, we'll do it. We'll run it. Fuck it. We'll do it live. And when it didn't work, he did eventually say like, look, told you so. Can we please make this switch? And then still got attacked for it. I didn't see any examples of him not taking no for an answer. Like, yes, he did make a suggestion multiple times. Like, would you be willing to try this? Would you be willing to maybe switch?
Yeah, just from the clip alone that he showed, it didn't sound like he was trying to be mean, overbearing, toxic. He was just saying, look, like you said, he was just saying, look, this is not working. Maybe we should try this. Maybe we should switch it. Yeah, he was trying to make suggestions. He was, what the fuck? It was everybody else that was being toxic as fuck because he wasn't conforming to how they wanted to play. They didn't like that he was trying to be a tryhard.
Here, what about this? But that isn't not taking no for an answer. That is coming from someone who wants to win a fucking $40,000 tournament. He then continued to insult Kingsman and I guess anyone that was supporting him in her Discord, saying, yo, Kingsman cocksuckers, screenshot this. Y'all think I ain't seen the toxicity in the Kingsman Discord with not spreading hate from the mods and Kingsman community? Fire emoji. This one will really get your eyebrow in the air. So she's calling out the people that were supporting Kingsman, saying they're cocksuckers and how toxic they are. Meanwhile, she has been the most openly toxic, like vocally expressing her disdain for this guy and that.
Yeah, like I've said before, if you're going to insult people or criticize somebody and do harsh criticisms, make sure none of that can be reflected back on you. Because like I said, if it can be reflected back on you, then you are nothing but a hypocrite, and anything you say at that point, any sort of criticisms you make at that point or insults or whatever, hold no weight whatsoever because they can be reflected back on you. So you shut the fuck up.
Now, like his community, and let's not get it twisted. I think it's pretty obvious. Most people have probably seen a lot of like really dog shit takes from people that are using this as just like a giant insult against all women who play video games. That is absolutely happening, and that shit sucks. Those are some fucking losers you can make fun of. Absolutely. But she, from what I can tell when this message was sent, was talking about like anyone that was expressing support for Kingsman, and I'm sure there probably were some like absolute greaseballs that went through and said some terrible things, sure. But to extend that to like anyone that was supporting Kingsman, calling them cocksuckers, I think is just kind of crazy, especially considering she has by far been the most mean and nasty about this. Kingsman, from what I saw from the clips that were during this time, he tried to like actively say like, hey, don't go harass anyone and don't be mean, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. Like,
as much as it sucks, even if he didn't say that, shit still would have happened, because there are absolutely horrible people that no matter what you say, you can say it until you're blue in the face saying don't go harass people, don't do this, don't do that. There are some actual horrible people that despite what you say will go and do it anyways, because they are just that low IQ, smooth brained, and they have no emotional intelligence. So they will just go and do that because they think it's the best way to defend somebody. It's the best way to call them out when it's just you being a toxic shithead. So it's, and I'll say it too, don't go harassing people just because you don't like what they think, or you don't like how they think, you don't like what they say, you don't like what they do. That doesn't give you any right to harass them, to say whatever you want. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, freedom of speech, whatever, say that whatever you want, but it doesn't make you any better. It doesn't give you any more of a high ground than the person you are harassing and insulting. If anything, it makes you just as bad as them, if not worse.
he was clearly upset about it, but I felt like he was doing, or at least making an effort to try and stop people from going and doing shit like that. She, on the other hand, was just openly attacking him.
Character? No, I know. Everyone thinks this guy's a loser.
Like a bug. That's just what happens.
That's such a good point. You're so right about that. And we're still gonna play Widow.
I need this for my college. I need this for my college. I have about 6 or 7 more years.
This is a clip I keep seeing.
I can't stand people like that. I really can't. They are just the most toxic, hateful people. Oh no, I need this for my... Yes! It doesn't matter how many more years left of college I'm going to use myself. It's like, if I was in his shoes, it'd be like, yeah, it doesn't matter how many more years of college I would have left. That money still would be fucking helpful. It's like, you don't realize how fucking expensive college is. And especially it gets more expensive for the ones that require you to go to college for 4, 5, 6, 7, even 10 years. That costs tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. And just $40,000, that goes a long ass fucking way, especially for college supplies. Because college books are hundreds of dollars. I mean, the cheapest ones can be maybe a little less than 100, but just regular or the more expensive ones can be a couple hundred. College is fucking expensive, and that money would have really helped the person. And those people just making fun of him for it, like, what moral high ground or what intellectual high ground do you think you're fucking standing on?
Spread around that first clip is when he is explaining like why the widow's not going to work, and they're like, oh, great point, go fuck yourself, we're still playing Widow, that's all we're gonna do, we're here just for good vibes, good time, and I don't care if this money means something to you because it doesn't to us. That second clip, that is not Cece, that is someone else named Lucy. whom has deleted this VOD, so I can't even find the full context here, but from the sound of things, she is insulting Kingsman because of him expressing the want of the $3,000 because it would be very helpful to him as a college student. So then she's like making fun of him, taking the piss, even threw in an absolutely revolting 6'7" meme reference that'll make your skin crawl about it. It's just very...
For those who are wondering what does 6'7" mean, it purely exists for people to ask the question, what does it mean? That's just it. There's no meaning behind it. It just exists purely for people to ask, what does it mean? That's it. That's the joke.
Very mean-spirited. There's also another clip of her talking about it, saying, like, even if you support Kingsman, like it's fucking Israel or something. I don't even know what she was trying to say with that one. I guess since I referenced it, I'll show you that clip too.
I have a genuine question. Like, seriously, answer this. Even if you support Kingsman, whatever, support Kingsman like it's fucking Israel. Anyways, whatever you have in your head, I have a genuine question. I
think everyone has a...
I have a question. Ask your fucking question. Stop dragging it out. Jesus Christ. That's the one. That's like a little pet peeve of mine that a lot of people do. They say I have a question and then go on to say some other things for like 5 fucking minutes and then say again like 5 times more. I have a question. Just say your fucking question. Jesus Christ.
A genuine question after seeing that segment there. I don't know why she would be saying something like that with this. Again, the whole VOD, from what I can tell, is no longer accessible, so I don't even know what the question she was about to ask is. But yeah, it's definitely not a good look, and she is very openly, like, making fun of Kingsman from what I can see in the clips that still exist of it. But this is not CC. This was not someone that played on Kingsman's team. I don't believe. All of this is only the tip of the iceberg, by the way. It gets so much deeper. There was a Google Doc that was put out there from the widow's boyfriend. The tournament organizer initially like doubled down saying, nope, I maintain my position here. He deserved to be kicked from this tournament. He violated all of our rules. And then today he came forward very somber, like, look, I know everyone's mad at me and they're right to be mad at me. I was wrong about everything. I looked at this misleading evidence. It was only from one side and it was incorrect. I acted too hastily. So now he's like singing a very different tune about how, you know, he's had this come to Jesus moment after seeing the other side of the story with Kingsman. It's very clear that he was manipulated by incorrect information. He shouldn't have kicked him from the tournament.
When they come in here with the people, when they come in here, when they hate, they're justified in what they're saying. They're absolutely right. They're absolutely right. 100%. No question about it. Like, there's no beating around the bush. I don't know why it's, like, difficult to admit when you're wrong and when you fucked up. I made a decision based off of haste and based off of misinformation, but everybody in the team knew what was going on. Everybody in this team knew what was going on, and the fact that nobody told me it was... That's whatever. It doesn't matter.
Also, Kaplunk, whom was the boyfriend in this story, is reaching out with an apology, saying that he went about it the wrong way and overstepped. Zaza, the widow, told him to leave it alone, but he couldn't control his impulses. The demon had to be let out of the cage. Thus, he went in and started sending clips to the tournament organizer to kick...
People have to... I think a lot of people nowadays need to slow down and stop instantly reacting on their emotions, because I think more often than not, if you impulsively act on your emotions like right away in that moment, more often than not they're going to be wrong. You have to slow down and think logically, you know, get all the information. And don't just impulsively right away act on your emotions, because that more often than not that leads to the wrong choice and a worse situation than it would lead to a good one.
Him, the Google Doc, all that kind of stuff. And then finally, CC, the team captain, the one who was by far the most openly hostile to Kingsman and anyone that was showing any level of support for him, came forward with an apology as well, saying, "I'm sorry, I was going off the video and forgot to explicitly call this out. Earlier today, I woke up with 1,000 noties from the day before, and people had joined my server from Kingsman, having a panic attack, and I just started experiencing them. So in my freak out, I said Kingsman lacks social skills because he spends his time playing video games inside. I was angry and ended up lashing out at him instead of his community. I deeply regret it. I apologize for flinging another insult out. It shows I have terrible character, but I will be working on watching the words I say and getting help with my..."
How much you want to bet that she doesn't actually feel bad or anything? She's just putting this out there to try and put out the fire. Because I have a feeling that she's just putting this out there to just try and put out the fire.
Panic attacks. A community note even got hot dropped on here straight off the battle bus saying, "Even after the initial situation calmed down, CC continued to bully Kingsman and speak ill of him across social media. CC has a history of attacking other players and talking trash." So that...
These are the type of people that are like eternally 24/7 online that need to step away and just go outside and touch fucking grass. And, you know, just go out and socialize and stop being online so fucking much. These type of people have the emotional intelligence of a fucking mouse.
Apology didn't really go as smoothly as I think she was hoping it would. And interestingly enough, from what I can find, Kingsman throughout this entire thing has tried to urge people not to harass anyone that's been involved in it. You know, Zaza, her boyfriend, Cece, anyone. He's been trying to like actively calm things down to the best of his ability, but this clearly blew...
I feel so lost here, like my brain just decided to turn off when this video started.
up well beyond anyone's wildest expectations. And Kingsman actually was able to make over $3,000, which would have been his cut of the prize money should they have won the tournament, through subs and donations the last time he streamed, which I believe was last night. So a bit of a...
that's good. He was able to at least make some money off what he would have gotten from the tournament. So it's nice to hear that his community came together and helped him out.
Happy ending for Kingsman. Not exactly the smoothest sailing for his teammates that were bullying him, attacking him, and insulting him. That hasn't worked out super well so far. Anyway, that's really about it. So, yep.
Well, goes to show that you should really be careful about picking your teammates when going into tournaments, because yeah, you should really know the type of people you're going into a tournament with before you go into the tournament. And you should just get with people that you trust and that you know are going to have your back. They're going to know and understand situations and are actually going to try and, you know, try and win, because it's a fucking tournament. Well, that is the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give a like and subscribe. I post videos 3 to 5 days a week here. I also post videos over on my other channel for gaming as well, so please make sure to give that a look-see, see if you enjoy that as well. I also stream anywhere from 3 to 5 days a week as well. Links to all my social medias will be on my YouTube page. And with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.